Hey, so I just recorded a video on my MacBook and it was supposed to be for TikTok, but I talked way too long, so I'm just gonna post it on YouTube instead. But so excuse the quality because it's recorded on a MacBook, but I got some pretty good stuff for y'all to listen to, so enjoy. Hey guys, I'm at the lake today. Look at the view. Look at the beautiful view. Look at the ducks. Oh, that's not ducks. Oh God. Oh, I fucking hate geese. Don't get me started on geese. Oh my God. Please. Fucking bugs everywhere. I'm gonna. Anyway, as long as it doesn't come near me, I'm fine. You know I had to get my favorite. If you don't know me, it's not chicken minis. It's just a mini spread. Ooh. Look, it's glistening. That's straight honey. You gotta ask for extra jellies. They gave me 10 jellies. I'm loaded. This is not an everyday thing either. This is like every 2 weeks type thing. It's just a treat because I work early in the mornings and I don't have time to get Chick-fil-A in the morning. So this is a luxury to me. Look at that. I saw this thing where this girl was like talking about how she does 80-20 with her diet, like 80% clean, 20% like cheat days or whatever. And one girl in the comments was like, I do this, but I feel bad afterwards. She said, yeah, but your body deserves to enjoy life too. Some deep shit. I should have dressed a little more appropriate, but I didn't think anyone was gonna be out today. As soon as I see a man, it's done. I'm gonna go back in my car. You ruined it. When I was driving here, I was thinking about how, like, what I necessarily want to do with my channel. Ugh, I hate that, my channel. What I want to do with my work, my content, or whatever. I don't want to make videos with no intention, right? Like these, what I do in my life videos, they're cool. Not every single video, like, not for me at least. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like that's a very intentional thing. I mean, everyone and their mom is doing it, so there's nothing special from the next person doing it, maybe personality wise, but it's not necessarily what I want to do. I like giving advice, but I also like being myself. This is just too good. It would have been better if it was hotter, but I waited too long to eat it. Content wise, I want to record myself doing things I like to do in life, you know? I don't even want a niche. I don't want to fit an aesthetic. Fitting an aesthetic, to me, it just sounds like you're not really into it. You're just doing it because everyone else is doing it. That's what it sounds like to me. Personality doesn't match most of these aesthetics, then why are you doing it? Concerned with beauty or appreciation of beauty, a set of principles underlying and guiding the work of a particular artist or artistic movement. Now, y'all have been using that word terribly. I don't want to fit an aesthetic of anything. I just want to be myself. That's it. I've been a victim to it too. Like, where a girl will post her productive vlog where she's like, she has a certain routine and she does, and I try to follow it. Failed quickly. You know why it failed? Something that someone else does, it doesn't mean it's meant for you to do it. Just because somebody's doing their routines a certain way doesn't mean it's meant for you to do it. I feel like this generation has a bad habit of trying to copy what someone else is doing because of the other person's success. 9 times out of 10, you're trying to copy their lifestyle, you're trying to copy what they do, and wonder why you fail at keeping a routine. Because it's not meant for you to. Find what works for you. Stop copying what someone else is doing just because she's... That's a badass beat. These bugs are really killing me today. I'm not in the mood. You're not going to enjoy trying to be someone else or trying to do what someone else is doing. A lot of people nowadays have a really, really bad habit of trying to be something that they're not. And a lot of it isn't honest work. You're not going to enjoy anything that you're doing if you're doing it for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, if you're following someone else's routine and you're either struggling at it or it doesn't fit your lifestyle, you're just causing unnecessary stress and depression. Because it doesn't work for you. You gotta find what works for you. Not what works for Sarah, not what works for Tiffany. What works for you. Another thing, I give a lot of advice, but with me, I don't take advice from just anyone. I don't listen to just anyone. My parents, sure. My brother, sure. 2 of my friends, sure. But I don't take advice from just anyone on social media. A lot of people have a bad habit of taking advice from just a random video they found on TikTok and go with it. My problem with that is, do you like that person? Do you actually know them? Do you like the way they handle things? Do you like the way they talk? Do you like their lifestyles? If you don't know that, why are you taking advice from some random person on TikTok? It's like your brain gets so caught up in everyone else's opinions. Why don't you figure out what it is you need for yourself? If it's genuinely a person who gives great advice, and like the girl, I forgot her name, it's like Liz or something, she gives great advice for me. She has like 6 million followers, so obviously she's targeted a specific type of audience. You gotta find someone that reaches your type of lifestyle, what you want in life, how you want to move in your life. Not just some shawty that just posted her personal opinion because of a certain situation she went through. And so now everyone who's watching her thinks that, oh yeah, this is how I should move after. But it's like, you gotta take into account that a lot of people who, like even me, I'm giving advice, but a lot of people who are giving advice have gone through some different experiences in their life to give that specific type of advice. So if you're just taking advice from anyone just because they said something and you're like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen to that, you need to take a step back and actually understand what you're looking at and why you want to follow that. Not just because it's available advice. A lot of the advice that I follow and get is from older people. I'm not listening to anything. I'm open to it, but I'm not gonna follow advice from someone who's my age. Unless you're going through the same situations that I'm going through and I can connect with you on that, what life experience do you have on me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna just listen to anyone's advice. I don't do that. It doesn't work for me. Keep in mind, this is all my personal opinion. This is what I think. So I just think this generation would be better off if... And see, that's the thing. It's very tricky because we all have freedom of speech and we all have the right to share our opinions. But when you start to force your opinion on someone else because you think you're obligated for everyone to follow your advice, that's where you lose me. Why is it that you're upset because I have a different opinion from you? But then your argument is, oh, but I have a right to say what I want to say. But then as soon as someone goes against that, it's, oh, you're... It's very weird. There's like 2 different sides of this generation. There's a generation that like actually gets it and is like, you know, they don't feed into the toxic energy that the social media gives off. And then you have the other side of TikTok and Instagram and all of that, where you can definitely tell what someone else is doing with their free time. I have a love-hate relationship with social media, honestly. And I keep saying it, but it's true. I don't like the toxic side of TikTok. I really scroll past, like, if there's a girl, like, there's always these videos of a girl, like, camera half on her face, and she has this long paragraph either talking about some bad situation she's going through and realizes that everything's bad or whatever, I scroll right past it. As soon as I see a big paragraph or something like that, I scroll past it. I'm not spending my time getting sad for someone else's drama. I have my own issues, and I'm not gonna spend my free time worrying about someone else's issues. I like TikTok, but there's certain things I can't stand about it. The only comment sections that I will look at are funny videos. If there's videos of a girl, videos of a guy doing whatever it is that they're doing, and then someone's in the comment, like there's a lot of people in the comments, like, you know, just being like like intentionally mean, or just being very odd. I don't have time for that, because once again, you can tell what people are doing with their free time. Go on TikTok and make yourself feel better. And it's like, is that what you find satisfying in life? You find it satisfying to go and mess with someone on TikTok and say these bad things and these harsh and mean things about someone? Is that what makes you feel good? Then you need to check yourself. You're miserable. You have to be miserable if you're openly saying, you know what, I'm bored right now, I'm gonna go on TikTok and, you know, I don't like the way she dresses, I'm gonna say that. I don't like the way she's talking, I'm gonna say that. I don't like the way she looks, I'm gonna say that. What do you get? Do you feel better? Do you feel better now that you got that out of your chest? You're not gonna like everyone, and everyone's not gonna like you. Cool. We all already should know this. With me, I'm starting to grow into a person that moves with intention. Why am I doing things that don't benefit me? You know what I mean? Like, and it sounds bad for certain situations, like friendships and all that. Like, sometimes it's okay to let go of friendships that don't benefit you anymore. And it's not in a sense of what can you do for me? What can I do for you? It's one of those things where it's like, you don't have to put so much energy into a relationship that just doesn't benefit you in any type of way. It's okay to grow apart from people and just want to find things that benefit you better. This isn't like in my personal life, but like, let's say for instance, like you have a whole bunch of friends, like, oh, well, you're feeling bad, let's go out and let's go have a drink. And it's like, okay. And then, but this turns into an everyday thing, like, oh, well, like, let's just go out and drink, let's go out and smoke, let's do this and this and that. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I was a freshman in college, I was very into to every activity. Like, if I was bored and I saw a party, I was going to it. I didn't necessarily enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. I am not a party person. I realize I'm a social person, but I'm not a specific type of party person. I like going to events and stuff and meeting new people, but Atlanta parties, I'm not really into it. Like, I would go just because I was bored. I had the freedom to, but it was like I got there and it was always the same people. I'm not talking about like the same exact people, but like it's the same type of people. You got the guy smoking in the corner, looking at the girls. The girls are twerking. You got spilled alcohol everywhere. The same type of music, and it's like, what is this benefiting me? Like, temporary satisfaction. I don't like it. I do not like temporary satisfaction, and that's one thing I'm coming to learn to avoid. I'm going to these parties for what? For 10 minutes of happiness, and then I leave. And then as I'm leaving, I'm like, wow, what did I get out of that? I'm going back home. What experience did I get from that? I went to Georgia State, and when I got there, it was fine at first because I was in the summer program, so there was only like a really small group of people on campus. Loved it. But as soon as fall hit, I hated it. I immediately realized this is not the environment that I want to be in. It was just, I don't like being around that many people, for one. Two, the Atlanta environment, the Atlanta lifestyle isn't for me, and that's just what it is. I left, and that was one of the first steps of, to me getting away and moving towards an environment that I want to be in. I can say that I'm a lot happier than I was in college. I wasn't around these people who didn't like, and it's also, I think with high school and college, it's like you're surrounded by people and you yourself who don't know what they're doing with their life. It's like everyone's kind of just lost trying to figure it out, and I don't want to be around that, because like it makes you more vulnerable and more open to taking like what everyone else is doing in. Like, I don't really know what to do with myself. Oh, they're going to parties? Well, let me go to a party too. Unless you're like one of those people who are already kind of like, who you were as a person before you went into college, cool. But majority of the people that I saw and realized don't really know what they're doing with themselves. I'm 20. I'm about to be 21. Most people my age don't know what the fuck to do. Everyone's just kind of like, okay, what do I do next? Like, what do I want to do with my life? I think because there's just such a big open door, everyone's just kind of like, okay, I'm stepping through, but like the whole world's in front of me. It's like, what do I do? What person do I want to be? It's a very confusing time, and I don't want to be around multiple people that are like that, because it just warps your mindset into other people's lives, and it's just I'm not into it anymore. I'm glad I experienced college, because I do have a lot of funny stories. I have a lot of memories that I made, but I wanted to leave, and I wanted to leave quickly. It's very depressing. Sorry. I don't think it's very healthy for our generation to be seeking and trying to be other people just because of their success. It's low-key weird activity. And I'm not saying I'm not a victim to that, because I have been. Everything you see on social media is not necessarily meant for you to follow. And that's where a lot of insecurities come in as well. Don't get me started on insecurities, because social media is just open access for insecurity. A lot of things can hurt. Like, you see this girl who looks really, really cute, and it's like, oh wow, she's really pretty. And then you start to like think like, damn. And it's not meant for you to be like, oh, I wish I looked like her, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a victim to it. I am one of the, I have thought those things before. It's up to you to decide how you take that kind of content, and I've decided I'm not gonna keep comparing myself to other things. So I stopped getting on social media as much. I stopped looking at that type of content, because it's just, once again, it's unnecessary stress and depression. You're causing unnecessary stress and depression. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, is this making sense to y'all? I hope it is. Just don't take advice from just anyone. I'm targeting a specific type of people, but they'll find their way to me, and that's my people. Just don't take advice from anyone, okay? Just you see a person handling a situation, it's a good way to handle that situation. But then you got some people who are like, oh yeah, and so they're going out handling the situations just like you did. And it's like, oh my God, it's chaos. It's just like a link. It's like links to chaos. Like, one person did it and they're like, ooh, and then it's just like link after link. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I'm gonna go enjoy this beautiful view now. Bye.